Hey everybody, natural face is real. So let's go down my list. Yesterday I saw Past Lives and story time. I almost fucking knocked the woman out. Like, I swear. And I'm not a fighter by any means, just so you know. If I have to pick up an instrument to defend myself from the street like a bottle, I will. But so Past Lives is sweet. It's very slow. It's one of those slow A24 films that are slow unwinding kind of films. I would say that, you know, I didn't have to see it in movie theaters, but I'm glad I went to see it and support the cast, which is mainly like an Asian cast. I appreciate that. The last scene though made me cry, and so I forgave the lady next to me, which the whole issue started when I picked up my phone, I looked down, it's on my lap, I looked down, and then she tells me to put my phone away. And I explained myself, and I need to speak to my therapist about this because I don't know what inspired me to have to explain myself to this woman. I said, I'm checking on my child. And she said, respect the movie. And I said, the dim is completely like, the brightness is at 0. And you know, it's not disturbing anyone. There's no bright light coming from my phone. It's just me looking down, and me looking down is bothering you. And she said, respect the movie. And I said, hush your mouth. And I just kept telling her to hush her mouth. I just got louder and louder. And my adrenaline was rising. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose it on this bitch. And then it's just, my heart was racing for like 5 minutes after that. I had to calm myself down. I was like, focus on the movie. Because she doesn't know shit. She's a senior that judges everybody. She's that generation. And this is where I'm trying desperately not to be. Like, I have teenage nieces. The children in my life, which are like not many, but just children in general. I remember what it's like. I remember what it's like to be a baby. I remember what it's like to be a toddler. I remember what it's like to be young, scared, or young and thinking, a teenager thinking you know everything, you know. I remember all that, and so I always give them grace on. I feel like that's gonna keep me from becoming that woman in the theater that just judged me. Like, what does she think? I'm on TikTok scrolling, looking at messages, dancing videos or something. I'm checking on my kid. You don't know about my life. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know if I have depression, anxiety. You don't know if I have a fucking relative in Ecuador dying. You don't know why I'm checking my phone. You're not better than me because you're not checking your phone. You're just irrelevant. No one gives a fuck about you. No one's going to text you. You don't need to check your phone. No one's thinking of you. No one needs you. But like I said, the last scene saved her, and it made me cry, it made me emotional, and I just looked at her and I was like, bye bitch, I'm out of here. I saw her again in the bathroom and she looked away, and I was like, you don't gotta look away. I'm not gonna say shit to you. I'm in the theater by myself because I love it. I enjoy it. You're in the theater by yourself probably because you were horrible to your kids, and now there's a 30 and 40 depressed person out there because you were a horrible parent, because that's what your generation has done to the society. You have filled the world with miserable 30 and 40 year olds. So suck a dick, you're not better than me. Anyway, I just really wanted to tell her, but then again, I had to remind myself there are people walking this earth that are fucking about to snap. I could be one of them. I could have snapped on her. She could be one too. She's not about that life. I'm not about the life of teaching her a lesson. Let someone else teach it to her the hard way or the good way. I'm not doing it either way. Let her find out. But it was upsetting. So that's my review on Past Lives, and that's my story time. Let's move on to other movies. By the way, tonight I'm gonna go see The Blackening. Oh, I'm so excited. In Harlem, of course, because that is the only place to see it. I need it to be like a community experience where we all have fun and talk about it as it's happening. So Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, excellent, exciting, fun, and I don't want to ruin anything, but yeah, it's really good. Definitely go see it. It was just as good as the first one, like really good. Little Mermaid, I loved it. There were certain things I missed from the Little Mermaid though. I was really moved by the singing. She was excellent. I liked the characters. The dad, he was comical, like without intending to be. It was weird. It's like, I don't know what was off about him. I can't really put my finger on it. It wasn't him. I liked the actor a lot, and he looked beautiful. He looked gorgeous. I love olive skin with silver hair. It's gorgeous. But I don't know. It was something about his. I don't know. But it was unintentionally funny when he was on screen. Isabel from the future. I wanted to say a little bit more about The Little Mermaid. I loved Ursula. I love Ursula's character in the original. So in the cartoon, I was 8 when this movie came out, so I was obsessed. You can imagine. I know the lines, the songs verbatim. And so singing it in my head and realizing that they switched things out for Ursula, they
took some things out altogether, like the major songs, but then they also switch words. Like when she's saying, she says, you know, you can't talk, blah blah blah, something, and then she says zilch. In the movie, they changed zilch to squat, and I was thrown off. I don't understand those little things like that. I didn't understand why they changed them, but I didn't mind Melissa McCarthy as Ursula at all. She could have had a real big voice like the actual character, the whoever the songstress was that played Ursula in the cartoon, but she doesn't, and it wasn't terrible. I did miss her big butt. Like, Ursula has a nice juicy fat ass, and so does Melissa McCarthy. She has a nice ass. If you see her movies, I'm a big Melissa McCarthy fan. If you see her movies, you know she got a big old butt. And of course, Halle Bailey, Ariel, was excellent. She had the innocence, she had the voice, she had the beauty. Okay, the beauty was on. Like, I was like, you should be a redhead forever. The guy that played Eric, he was alright. He was, you know, he was cute. His solo was hilarious. Everybody in the theater laughed. So I went again on a Wednesday to see it in IMAX, and that was like super fan time. Like, that's when the fans go on opening day, or early access rather, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the fans, and that's when I'm there. Super crowded IMAX. Everybody was alone again around me. We were all like by ourselves, having a moment to ourselves, I guess, like together alone. And everyone laughed at Eric's scene. He had a solo which was different. You know, they take liberties with the movie, and I appreciated that. I appreciated how the story changed a bit. The human Ursula was good too, like the bad Ursula, you know, the human version. She was really freaking good. She was really bad, like her facial expressions and everything. Yeah.
Everybody else did great. Even the added characters, like Eric's mom, she was great. The right hand guy, I forgot his name. He was great. He was a great character. I love Scuttle. I love the rap song Scuttlebutt. Now I know Scuttlebutt means gossip, but I love Awkwafina as the bird. I thought she was great. The accent of the crab was like, oh, so bad, but the crab himself, he had me cracking up. His lines were good. Like, the writing was fine. Ariel, of course, top notch. I enjoyed it. Let's see what else. Guardians of the Galaxy was surprisingly emotional. I was like, holy smoke, I didn't see this coming. It was focused on, I guess, what's his name's story, the little rat guy, or raccoon. Is he a raccoon? You know who I'm talking about. It was good. I saw Polite Society. I don't know, I expected more from it, but it was still alright. Suzume was sweet. It was sweet. It was emotional. It was an anime there. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. It was good. I saw it twice. And I feel like I would go through that. So it's about a guy who has like a translator in war zone Afghanistan or something. The translator helps the American kind of get to safety, but now the translator is stuck. And he's hiding, and he's like trying to, you know, survive in a really bad situation. And the translator is the American is home, and he's like bugging out. He's like, I can't leave him there. I have to go help him. And no one really gives him the resources. Like, the army doesn't help him go back, or the military doesn't help him go back. He has to do it on his own. It's a really, really good story. Really, really like entertaining from beginning to end. Chevalier, I was really good. I love the intro. People walked in like a minute late, 2 minutes late, and they missed the most important part, which to me was the intro. It was not the most important part, but it was the most like astounding part. I just love music. I just love to hear it. I love to hear the instruments go off, and that's when he plays. In the intro, he's like very snappy, very arrogant, and he comes in and he plays, and then the people walk in, and I just wanted to whisper to them, you just leave, because you're gonna want to see this part. So just leave and reschedule it, but come back later. But yeah, it was really entertaining. It was a wild story. Like, racism is like, it's so unnecessary, and that's what really, when you think about the world and the troubles of the world, what really gets to you is how unnecessary the bullshit is. Like, none of this had to happen. Like, no one's better than the other because of his skin color. And if anything, you made me better than you, because you put me and my people through fucking hell, and you made us stronger, and physically more able, like mentally stronger. And so, but Chevalier, entertained, definitely entertained. Renfield was entertaining. I love Nicolas Cage. Gross vampire. Awkwafina was good in it. The guy, I forget his name. He's cute. He looks like a little baby. He was cute in it. Nicolas Cage, as always, I love him. great vampire. Air was really good. I did not really know Michael Jordan's story. Michael Jordan's mom is like no joke, obviously, and her dad. I didn't know he passed, by the way. He was murdered. I didn't know that. I realized after watching the movie that there's a documentary out about Michael Jordan's dad having been murdered, like around that. I never saw the documentary, but I want to see it. Anyway, Air is really entertaining. I like the whole cast. It was Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Chris Tucker, and the mom is played by Viola Davis. Jeez Louise, it's not even there. It just came to me. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, I feel like it was like a kid's movie, more than I expected it to be. And so I like it. Sol loved it. Let's just say that. Sol will review that one. Sol loves it. She always says, Mario, she wants to see it. I enjoyed John Wick 4 from beginning to end. I think aside from the first one, John Wick 4 is like my favorite. Like 1 and 4 are my favorites. I got the memorabilia. I got the popcorn thing and the coins. I loved it. I love Keanu Reeves, first of all, but John Wick, just love him. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, I enjoyed it. I like Shazam. I liked the first one. It was good. It was so corny and so unbelievable, and I thought that they were going to film in New York. And if you're not filming in New York, like, you have to have some sense of reality. There's no big ass deli with a guy with a shotgun in New York. They don't carry shotguns behind the bodega thing. It was disappointing to see how they try to pass off New York. But the cast is actually my favorite Scream cast, aside from Scream 1, which I love, and Scream, the one before this one. If this is 6, then the one before it is 5, and I loved it. Cast that I really like. So it's not to do with the cast. Like, Jenna Ortega is dope. The one that played her sister, the twins. I like the cast a lot. It's the writing that was complete trash. And I always wonder about that. When you're an actor and you read writing and you see that it's bad, are you allowed to say something? I don't know. If you see anything on my teeth, it's the blueberries. Cocaine Bear was funny as hell. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It was really exciting, fast from beginning to end. Gory though, blood, lots of it. Kind of based on a true story. So, you know, tidbits. A drug dealer is like in a helicopter, plane, whatever, like trying to transport drugs, and it crashes, and a lot of drugs land in the forest, and a bear took it and got high as fuck and died. And that's a real story, but they turn it into much more in the movie. And it's entertaining and bloody as hell. Creed 3 early access screen. Oh, yeah, I'm always in the theaters, like Wednesdays. I always go see the early access. Creed 3 felt like, I think it felt like a novella, and I wasn't crazy about it. But I love the actors, and I know that what's his name is going through a whole lot of stuff, and it's horrible to see that someone that was just about to like pop, just blowing up, just could fuck his shit up like that by being an actual bad person. And it was all going to come to light, and it looks like it all came to light. But anyway, the cast, again, I like the cast. I love the cast. Is the writing, it just felt like a novella to me. It was a cartoon that it just came out in the theaters for like a second. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It's, you know, mummies that they're actually like, their afterlife is some place that you can actually access, like you can get to it through a tunnel. And so somehow excavator or whatever you call them from here, like anthropologist or whatever, finds them and tries to like blow them up and destroy their world. And, you know, some psycho like ownership kind of thing, like wants to put them in a museum. You know, it was good. It was entertaining. Still liked it. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I liked it. I thought it was cute. And that's what this guy's at too. He was Khan from Creed 3, the one that's going through all that stuff. He was really good as Khan. Anyway, Ant-Man, I enjoyed it. Magic Mike, I didn't see the first one or the second one, if it's the second one, but I wanted to see this one because Salma Hayek is in it, and they talked about like a real steamy scene, which I would say was steamy. But yeah, 80 for Brady, I liked it. I liked the Viejita movies. It was cute. It was really cute, and I love Grace and Frankie. So Knock at the Cabin, I was dying. I'm like, here we go again, M. Night Shyamalan. I was so, I just left. I didn't even need to see how it ended. That's how aggravated I was with this movie. I couldn't. Missing is in Netflix right now, just so you know. I feel like Missing is a must-see just because it teaches you how to use the internet to find missing loved ones. And I saw something that reminds me, don't F with cats. I recently saw that documentary on Netflix, and the only reason it stood out to me, I wasn't going to watch it because I don't like cats and cats don't like me. We have like beef. I think it's like ancient history or something. It has to be because it's really intense. Like I've had nightmares with them when we're in the same space. We kind of like, you could tell we just keep eyeing each other. Like you don't make not even one move this way and I will not make one move your way. Like it's that intensity between myself and cats. I can't explain. I don't know what happened. But so I didn't see it. I saw the documentary and it's a little bit more than what I thought it was. And so that documentary also shows you how the spoofs, I think they're called sleuths on the internet, that really get shit done for the cops, that help the cops find the murderer, the bad guy. Missing is like that. Like it teaches you how to use the internet to find your missing loved ones, to get answers to unsolved mysteries. So for that reason, I would say, yeah, I've seen Missing. But it's exactly what the commercial gives. The twist is not even a twist. Not to me, at least. Megan was so good. I loved Megan. So Megan, I saw it in Harlem, and it was a great experience. Everybody in there was like cracking me up. That's why I'm so excited for the Blackening tonight. But yeah, it was good. I was sitting in front of these guys, and I think I'm pretty sure they were like gay guys, and they had me dying. Like it was like we were all together. It was so funny. It was so funny. It was a great experience. But yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. It was good, but it felt like a Lifetime movie. It felt like it wasn't really her story. Like they left all the dirty stuff out, the real stuff. Did Avatar: The Way of the Water was really good. I loved it. I really loved it. I like when they show people and they just give you like ultra indigenous, and it just, I don't know, it makes me feel at home. And the fact that it's the water and this beautiful land, it's I don't know, it makes my little insides and my spidey senses go up, and it makes me feel like I wish I can be there. It feels like home. That's where it stops. So my brain has stopped. You see, that's the way of the water right there. So that's where it stops. I guess it won't go any further now. I live in the movie theaters. I've seen much more than that. I never really got a chance to talk about the Black Panther 2. I loved it. Oh, my friend is calling me. I loved it. I loved it. It was really good. I didn't know I needed to see like my face in a movie. So when I saw Nomar and his people, and I was like, oh my God, like I felt stuck. Like I'm for the Black Panther. I want the Black Panther to always come out on top. But here you are. Now you're seeing like your own face, and he's not quite good, but he's not quite bad. He's just like, he is like no mercy. And that could be bad, I guess. That can be a bad thing. But now I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know who I want to win this fight. But of course, you know, Black Panther won, and they became sort of like friends, I guess. But they alluded to having beef in future Marvel movies. I don't know if you're into Marvel, but I am. But it was so good. The soundtrack was so good. The Afrobeats was good. The indigenous rap was good. It was so good. The movie was excellent, and I realized that a lot of people don't like it, and I honestly, like, I couldn't understand why a lot of people did not like it, and then it occurred to me, the women are the one in power here. And no one wants to see that. No one wants to see a Black Panther that's a woman. No one wants to see the women taking over. No, the world doesn't like women. It's so sad. It's so crazy. Because I'm happy I'm a woman, because I would not want to be a man. Just saying. No offense, but offense. I came in from seeing the Blackening in Harlem in Magic Johnson. So it was so funny from beginning to end. And it got funnier, which I totally appreciate that. I feel like you don't really... I don't know, movies, well, whatever, I mean, I speak, but I felt like I haven't seen a movie that just got funnier and funnier in a long time, I guess. Like, it, whatever. Really funny, the cast was dope, entertaining from beginning to end. The whole theater was cracking up. So, I went by myself. There was some people in there by themselves. Go by yourself or go with friends. I suggest you go with friends. It's a really, it's like a real nice community experience, but don't feel like you need like a slew of people to enjoy the movie. You get the jokes, the jokes, I think, are age related and culture related at the same time. There was a lot of references to like TV, movie, commercials, and I got them, and there was a lot of quotables, and the whole theater quoted at the same time. So the crowd was mainly Black and brown, and there was some white people in there, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I suggest you go support, check it out, have a laugh. I got there on time, like right on time at 6 o'clock, and everybody else kind of showed up late, right? So I'm there by myself watching the fucking scary ass Annabelle previews and Sinister, and I can't. Like I was so scared. I was like, oh God, everybody please get here. I was so scared. I wasn't completely alone, but in my row I was, and behind me and in front of me there was no one, and that scared me. And I was just like, ay, ay, ay. I was ready to leave. Like, I can't do it. I can't. I do not go see horror movies. Like, The Blackening to me was comedy horror. It's not horror. Anyway, really good movie. A lot of references. You're gonna crack up. You're gonna quote. The energy will lift you up. So let's say this is a white person watching this right now from wherever that doesn't know much. Like, don't feel like you have to know like black culture or urban culture, I should say, for you to have to go enjoy this movie. Just go and support, because the energy in the theater is gonna lift you up and you're gonna crack up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Holla at me in the comments. I'm on TikTok doing a lot of videos. I missed last week just because I couldn't squeeze in a video last week, but every week is a thrift video, a styling video, so you'll get another one this week at Friday or something, Saturday or something. It's around the way thrift, and then my vlog is around the way. I haven't put much up on vlog. I have so much to edit there, but I'm so focused on thrift because that's what brings me the most joy. Anyway, so I will holla at you soon. Peace.